This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Wednesday, October 11th. Thank you for being here with us in Northeast Ohio. I'm Stephanie Haney, and today we are continuing to follow the brutal conflict between Israel and Hamas. As the war intensifies, it's also claiming more lives, including Americans. So far, more than 1,500 people have been killed and nearly 3,000 people are injured. Many Jewish communities of Northeast Ohio have been showing solidarity with Israel since the bloodshed started there. On Monday night, hundreds came together in Greater Cleveland to show support, and just last night in Akron, hundreds gathered to stand with Israel as well. They got together at the Schultz Campus for Jewish Life for testimony, prayers, and the reading of Psalms, with rabbis sharing messages of hope and healing. The gathering was organized by Jewish Akron, with CEO Daniel Blaine saying the killings in Israel right now are traumatizing Akron's Jewish community.
There's a need to be together and support one another and kind of recognize the enormity of the moment. And this truly has been a situation where more Jews were killed in 24 hours than any time since the Holocaust, and with an equal level of brutality and brazenness.
Jewish Akron has launched an Israel emergency fund to support everyone during this horrific and traumatic time. Now this afternoon, people are also grieving the loss of longtime Cuyahoga County Judge Michael Russo after he passed away earlier this week. The court says Judge Russo died Monday night after, quote, a long and courageous health battle. A visiting judge will step in until the governor appoints someone to fill that seat. Russo had just turned 68 years old. Now in Mansfield, police tell us they are actively investigating a homicide after responding to Brookfield Drive just after 8 p.m. Tuesday night after getting several calls about shots fired. When police got there, they found 2 people with gunshot wounds. One died from those injuries and the other was treated in the hospital. They say a group of people were seen running from the area. Anyone with any information is asked to please call Mansfield Police. Meanwhile, in Warrenville Heights, police are also investigating a homicide where a woman was fatally shot. The medical examiner's office identified that woman as 46-year-old Amanda Williams. She was taken to a hospital on Tuesday, which is where she died. Her death is now being labeled a suspected homicide, and we'll continue to update you as we learn more about this story. In Garfield Heights, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine praised the police department yesterday for using state funds to enhance safety. Garfield Heights received more than $1.3 million from the Ohio Violent Crime Reduction Program, which the police chief Mark Kay says was used to create a task force specifically to stop violent crime in the area. Governor DeWine said in his visit yesterday that other Ohio cities could learn from the Garfield Police Department.
You know what works, you know how it works, you know what doesn't work, and to take that information and replicate it for Lima or Mansfield or Springfield or what, it just makes so much sense.
What Governor DeWine was particularly impressed by was the department's data, which showed their new unit decreased violent crime by 33% over 15 months. All right, an update now on the chaos in Congress. Oklahoma Representative Kevin Hearn posted on X congratulating Representative Stephen Scalise on winning the internal secret ballot Republican vote for Speaker. This is for the nomination. Now, Hearn was briefly a candidate for Speaker, but withdrew from consideration. Scalise beat U.S. Representative for Ohio Jim Jordan, who was endorsed by former President Donald Trump. The vote for House Speaker has to go before the full House of Representatives. That could happen as early as this afternoon. Now, as for Hearn, he announced that he'll be running for Majority Leader. That's a post that will be vacant if Scalise is able to secure the Speaker role. Now today, early voting has opened at the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections for the upcoming November 7th election. Now you can go there to vote in person from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. That's through October 27th. And those hours will vary after that from October 30th through November 3rd. Polls will also be open the weekend before Election Day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on November 4th and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on November 5th. You can park at the lot at East 30th and Chester Avenue. Now your sports update. Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson is still not practicing due to his shoulder injury, so his status for Sunday's game is unclear. Remember, Watson sat out Cleveland's game on October 1st, dealing with a bruised rotator cuff in his throwing shoulder. He had been expected to return this week following the team's bye week, but he's been kept out of 2 practices now. He didn't do his normal Wednesday availability with reporters before practice either, so we haven't heard from him. He was briefly in the locker room before grabbing a couple of items and leaving. The Browns have repeatedly said that Watson's shoulder is structurally sound. Remember, we were told that he was medically cleared to play against the Ravens, which he did not do, and the Browns were beaten pretty embarrassingly against the Ravens. Now the Browns face the unbeaten 49ers at home on Sunday, which is another huge game for a team that has gotten off to a shaky start, to say the least. Right now they're sitting at 2-2, having lost to the Ravens and then also to the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, now here's something very special that we have for you on 3 News. You may remember when COVID first hit, one of the people Ohioans turned to get us through those early days was Dr. Amy Acton. Well, coming up tonight on WKYC, the former Ohio Department of Health Director will join us. She's kicking off a series on health, hope, and healing. You'll see her sharing stories focused on finding hope in the public health challenges we face. That starts tonight on 3 News at 5, 6, and 11. We've also put together a half-hour special dealing specifically with loneliness. That's streaming tonight at 7:30 on WKYC+. You can also see it tomorrow night at 7 on Channel 3 on your TVs. Now, I was out the last couple of days at the Forbes magazine's Under 30 Summit here in Cleveland, which featured megastars like Kendall Jenner, Bad Bunny, Rainn Wilson, who you know from The Office, Cleveland's Machine Gun Kelly. You can see my interviews with some of them, including Rainn Wilson, on the WKYC YouTube page. Today, that event wrapped up at 1:30 following the Under 30 Service Day, where attendees spent the morning and early afternoon giving back to the Cleveland community. Thanks for being here, Forbes. It was good to have you.
I woke up this morning a millionaire. I still can't believe it. I mean, it's crazy.
Now, not too far from here, one man is $1 million richer. Curtis Carryout, just 20 minutes southeast of Toledo, sold $1 million Powerball ticket for Saturday night's drawing. The winner was Mike Wood and his fiance, and they said they just couldn't believe it was true.
Jumping around the garage, and we were like, is this for real? Is this for real? And it was for real. He kept checking it. He's like, I'm checking it again, and it was for real, so. He was white as a ghost, and I imagine so I was too.
This is not the first time that Mike has hit it big. In August, he won $1,000 on a scratch-off, so he's got that lucky lottery vibe. He's got the ticket, whatever it is. He says he wants to put an addition on his house and get a pool. Now, the next Powerball drawing is tonight. No one has won that big jackpot yet, so it's up to $1.73 billion with a B. And speaking of big prizes on the line, the Queen of Hearts jackpot at Grayton Road Tavern is now worth $1.7 million. Those tickets are just $1, and there's no limit to how many you can buy. If you want to play, you can head over to WKYC.com for the location to buy tickets. As a reminder, the next Queen of Hearts drawing is tonight at 8 o'clock. And it is beginning to taste a lot like Christmas here in Northeast Ohio, because tomorrow, Great Lakes Brewing Company in Cleveland is getting a head start on the holiday season with their first pour of Christmas ale event. The doors open at 11 a.m. tomorrow for the ceremonial keg delivery. The first pour will be at 11:30. There will be lots of Christmas ale themed food specials all day long. And of course, our Austin Love will be there live on Go starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? You don't necessarily think of that as a.m., but Austin's on it. He'll be there for us. All right, thank you very much for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. We hope you have a beautiful Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more of what matters most to you in Northeast Ohio.